Castleford arrest a recent slide that's seen them lose 3 in a row. On nights like this, there isn't a better ground to watch your Super League in. The Tigers' Lair hosts the first Easter fixture of 2016 as Castleford welcome big city Leeds to the Menderhose jungle. The team news is that Castleford have got Denny Solomona at full-back tonight. Luke Dawn's still out injured, so Solomona swaps with the man who had the role last week in the big defeat at Warrington. Jai Hitchcox then is on the wing from where he scored 2 tries on his Super League debut against Hull 3 weeks ago. Up front, Adam Milner runs out for the 130th time for the Tigers, while Mike McMeekin makes it a 24th consecutive appearance for the former London Bronco, which means former Leeds hooker Paul McShane is on the bench. He played 63 times for the Rhinos, including 2 World Club challenges. Now Leeds, and they welcome back Tom Briscoe, who was injured 5 games ago at Widnes in round 2. The man who replaced him in those matches, Ash Handley, switches wings to cover for the injured Ryan Hall tonight. It's an all-Australian front row for the champions right now this year: Galloway, Falloon and Cuthbertson, while Englishman Brett Ferris plays against the club he played for 3 years, from 2009 to 2012. And on the bench, a late change. Jimmy Kinehorse gets a late call-up. Brett Delaney pulled a hamstring in the warm-up and had to leave the scene. So Kinehorse will play when coach Brian McDermott gives him the nod to come on. Well, we are making our first visit to Castleford this season, the scene of some magnificent games in 2015. Remember the 25-24 win against the Saints, 17-16 in the Super 8s against Warrington. 2 fantastic matches. This fixture for Leeds replaces the games against Bradford following the Bulls' relegation in 2014 at Easter. The Rhinos won the corresponding fixture here last Good Friday by 26 points to 12. But the old place is packed to the rafters tonight. There isn't a ticket to be had, and there never is really when the Leeds Rhinos are in town. Terry O'Connor alongside me. Castleford Tigers love nothing better than to throw out the banana skin for the Rhinos when they come down the lane.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a real tough game, and Darryl Powell said that his side were humiliated last week when they played against Warrington. It was his heaviest defeat whilst in charge of Castleford. And how do you recover from that as a Cas player? Well, you want your nearest and dearest to rock up into town. There were some honest discussions during the week for those Cas players where they let it all go. They just said what they thought of their performance, a lot of soul searching. And you talk about that we're backing up performances and playing well. Leeds, it's all about Leeds. Rob Burrow, have they got the swagger back? Because they've still got a point to prove, I believe, Eddie. They still weren't at the best last week when they got that victory against Saints, but they still come away with those 2 valuable league points.
Well, as I say, the Castleford Tigers lost here against Leeds last year, but they bounced back with an Easter Monday victory at Warrington, 22 points to 14. This year, the Tigers, they fly to Perpignan for the match against the Catalan Dragons on Monday. The Leeds have got a very proud record at Easter. They've not lost any of their Easter fixtures since 2012. It was 4-12 to Bradford at Odsal, their only defeat at Easter for some 6 seasons. James Child is the big match referee. 18 months ago, these 2 sides met at Wembley. Leeds won 23 points to 10. Tonight, though, it's all about the points that are at stake in the first Utility Super League. And certainly at this time of the year, to get off to a great start at Easter is imperative, because it is the busiest time of the season for the players and coaches of the Super League clubs. 3 matches in the space of 10 days. The action comes thick and fast, and we begin here at Castleford tonight. It's a perfect night, it's dry, the pitch, as it always is here at the Jungle, it is in magnificent nick. And it's going to be Leeds who will get this game underway. Zach Hardacre is the man who will get us going. He claps his hands, he's ready to go. A Leeds ready to go, a Castleford ready for go. We shall see in the next 80 minutes. It's a hanging kickoff as well. And it was a good play from that man Solomona, but a wonderful chase by Leeds from the kickoff. Leeds, of course, disrupted in the build-up to this because Brett Delaney's gone off with a hamstring injury. Bill Arthur has had eyes on what's been going on, and he'll give us the very latest news.
Yeah, never rains but pours at the moment for the Leeds Rhinos. Just as they get players back, they lose another one. In fact, they got Brett Delaney back after a hamstring injury, and he's aggravated it in the warm-up. Brian McDermott telling me that he put his hand up to play, maybe needed another week, but Delaney was determined to play. But that plan came unstuck when he was injured in the warm-up. So Jimmy Kinehorse, who'd lost out because Delaney had gone back to fitness, Jimmy Kinehorse reclaims his place in the side, and he won't let anybody down.
First kick of the match from the Castleford Tigers, kick in play that is. We had the kick-off, of course, from the Leeds Rhinos, and it went dead, touch and goal, so Leeds starting with a tap on the 20.
Well, the Tigers didn't compete in the first 60 seconds of last week's game at Warrington. They were blown away, and you almost knew what was going to happen for that first half with the tone and the manner in which the match began. I don't think it started the same way. It's a much more pumped up. You know, this stadium might be a little bit outdated, but it does help to generate a brilliant atmosphere.
Yes, it's a fantastic atmosphere when it is full, this place, no doubt about that. And they always love, if they can, to give Leeds Rhinos a bit of a shake. Brett Ferris with that drive forward. Here now is Bo Falloon. They looked a little more balanced last week in the win against the Saints when Falloon was on the field. Here's Liam Sutcliffe, and he'll pump it high over to this far side. It's a real test this. Oh, and it's been spilled, and it's Millington offside. He is.
Well, he didn't look confident, Jai Hitchcock, when he goes for this ball. It's a brilliant kick into space. You can see Carl Ablett, he just does enough to put the winger off, but here they go on the attack, Ed.
Yes, they are very much so on the attack, and Ablett gets over the line, but he's held up by the three defenders. James Child indicates that. They will take the ball back to the 10-metre line, and the tackle count will continue. That was the first, so they still have plenty left in reserve to the Leeds Rhinos here as Falloon goes into centre field and finds Cuthbertson, who gives it to Burrow. Burrow then is short ball to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, a man who is continuing his rehabilitation after a long injury layoff. Falloon comes back this way. Cuthbertson again tries to squirm away from Millington. There was good reinforcements there with Massey. Falloon here gives it to Burrow. Burrow under the post, finds Hardacre, and Hardacre gets the ball away. Very good defence from the Tigers as Joel Moon went down in that tackle. Here now is Burrow. Burrow gives it back to Falloon once again. He'll have another dash at this defence, but so far it stands firm. Can Leeds get an extra set of 6? Can Castleford defend their line? This next movement will tell us, and the answer is the Tigers defend their line in the shape of Grant Millington.
Well, we're going to get a game tonight. I just got a feeling the way the match has started here, both Ryan Hampshire and Ben Crooks did remarkably well to stop Leeds scoring on that side of the field, and we started with a fast pace, a good atmosphere, and the Tigers have just about seen off the first score.
And they get the penalty. They're not standing square at the play of the ball for Leeds. That is a result for the Tigers.
Wasn't that a fabulous first carry from Denny Solomona? Gets up the quick play of the ball, and you can see Jamie Jones-Buchanan can't get set. Jai Hitchcock is the man who scoots from dummy half. But excellent first play from that man.
Yes, Solomona, 9 tries, 43% of the Castleford total of tries in 2016. The nearest challenger to him on the scoring sheets for the Tigers is anyone who has 2. He has been the star of the show in terms of scoring tries so far this season. Here is Gale, gets it away to Millington. Good run from him, great run from him, great run from Millington, dragging 4 and 5 defenders with him. And another penalty here. Quick play of the ball, and I think they caught Leeds there a little bit. There was a bit of a push at the play of the ball, I think, but what about this from Millington?
Well, Grant Millington is such an underrated player, and I can tell you the teams that play against him are sometimes guilty of not giving him the right focus and attention, but I tell you what, his teammates really appreciate carries like that.
And there's another as he gets to his feet and plays the ball. That was Milner, and this now is a chance for the Castleford Tigers. Ryan Hampshire, the man on loan from the Wigan Warriors, he goes down in a heavy challenge. He just rubs the head as well. They go down the right-hand side. Good drive in by McMeekin. Ben Crooks is the man at dummy half for the Tigers. They're 5 metres away. They come back. Great work from big Ryan Boyle. Milner attacks the line himself. Solid defence from the Rhinos on this occasion. Good work by Joel Moon. Ball is in the arms of Gale. It goes high. Looking here for Webster, finds Webster, he claims it, and he scores the try! The Tigers get the first points of the match. James Child just checking with the touch judge on this far side. He hasn't given it, so it's going to go upstairs to Ben Thaler to check in the booth, and a possible knock-on from James Webster, but they have a try on the field. That's the crucial call, and there didn't look much wrong with it, Stuart. It looked like a bit of a juggle, but nothing else.
Well, that's what they want to check. First of all onside, well behind the kicker. It's the challenge in the air. He doesn't catch it cleanly. He was asked to check to see whether there was a knock-on from that. Looked like it was clean. Remember, if it goes from his hands onto a Leeds hand, then it would be classed as a knock-on, but it seems to come away clear there. He's caught the ball, and providing the grounding's clean. One further check. There's a contact there with a hand, but he's actually in possession of it when there's contact with Callum Watkins' hand, so that's okay. We can play on from that.
Does Callum Watkins knock it out of the hand of Webster at that point there?
Well, that's okay if he does, because it's you know, we're looking for a knock-on by James Webster, and we've not seen one.
Does it come off the head of Callum Watkins after that challenge in the air, Stuart?
Well, let's see what happens on this one. The first part where it comes out is fine. If it hits Callum Watkins on the head, he's actually behind James Webster, so that wouldn't be classed as a knock-on because it goes back the other way. So any contact there is going backwards.
This is a try, surely.
It should be a try.
Well, Ben Thaler is very concerned with this, the way the competition has unfolded in the air.
But if the ball's still going backwards, Stuart, and it comes off Callum Watkins, that's still play on,
He's
isn't
got
it?
5 votes for a try. 5 votes for a try, I think, up here.
Well, they've not gone yet for the grounding.
Well, here we are. When Jake Webster catches this, does the ball go backwards off him and then bounce off Callum Watkins' head going forward?
Yes.
Yeah. On that angle, you'd have to say that it does.
It does. There's not a knock-on there from James Webster. The ball goes backwards from James Webster at this point. Hits Callum Watkins, and then it's play on from there.
Well, I can tell you the natives at Castleford are getting slightly restless around us.
And just on the protocols of this,
they're looking at the grounding, so this is good news, I think, for Webster and Castleford. You can hear the reaction as he's dropped the ball now.
He lost the ball.
Wow. He does everything right.
Keep going, Ben. Here we go. He's got to keep possession. Do we see any separation there? He's lost that ball.
He's reading it in the press, isn't he, lads?
Does he get it back before it hits the ground? No, he doesn't. That's a knock-on the ground.
Well, we had all the question marks about the challenge in the air, and here we have the biggest question mark of them all, because the ball has come out.
There's no evidence to deny that try on that angle, Stuart.
There is on the other angle.
He's got to have his hand on the ball. That's the thing. It's either that or it's wedged under his arm, and that doesn't happen.
Try on the field, remember. No try in the video ref's booth. I don't think Darryl Powell or Castleford or Jake Webster can have any complaints about that.
Well, we'd all given it, and Jake Webster...
we give it until that moment, Barry.
Yeah, he had great awareness because he was up contesting the ball. He finds it in his grasp, flips around, tries to get the ball down, and unfortunately he can't keep control of it. But good pressure from the Tigers.
They will feel miffed. That might well be Leeds' great escape in the opening 6 minutes of this match. And here now they get a penalty for hands in at the ruck by Nathan Massey.
Yeah. Compound a couple of errors there. They don't score the try. They give the penalty away. Keith Galloway had his best game in the Leeds Rhinos jersey last week. He earns his side a penalty because he was prepared to just tuck the ball under his wing and run as hard as he could.
So Joel Moon restarts. Here comes Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Midway inside the Tigers' half of the field now. Left-hand side, Bo Falloon waits. And he has a little dash at them before he gives it to Galloway, who keeps the legs pumping before he's brought to ground by Ryan Ball round his ankles. Falloon again. Here is Cuthbertson. And Cuthbertson driving it in at the 3 defenders once more. They're spinning him. The referee says that tackle is completed, but Meakin releases him. Falloon gets the ball into Burrow. Burrow then fires it back to Sutcliffe. Here is Ablett. And Ablett is a handful to stop near the line. And they're all offside, Castleford.
They're trying to get up on Carl Ablett. No, he's such a strong man when he's near the line. A quick tap here for Leeds.
So another big set of 6 for Leeds and a big set of 6 for this Tigers defence. Cuthbertson is grounded on tackle number 1, just about 4 metres away from the Tigers' posts. Falloon to Jamie Jones-Buchanan, changing the direction nicely. Good step off the left foot. Falloon again will fire the ball to Cuthbertson. He gives it then to Burrow. Burrow looks for the runners. Ferris was onto it, but the Tigers' defence was on to Ferris. Moon gives it then to Burrow. He finds Sutcliffe. Bit more space now for Leeds out this right-hand side with Callum Watkins. Briscoe! And Briscoe fires the ball back on the inside. Does really well, and so does Solomona.
Well, not only does he score tries, what about that for a clearing run from Dennis Solomona? Watching him in the warm he was absolutely brilliant. Chiming in on the outside, looking to link up with his winger, and a good return for him.
This is what a game should be like. It's fast, it's physical, and you have to do something special to score 4 points. Both ends of the field here, we've seen as much commitment in preventing tries as he's needed to score them and win it. He's probably in touch, is he, before he goes out of play?
Yes, his foot's just touched the touch line.
Here's a high tackle by Galloway. This will relieve the pressure on Castleford. A bit high on Nathan Massey, just drifted up the top of the shoulder into the face of the loose forward.
He's lunging and Gibbs 20-30 metres right in front of his coach Brian McDermott, and you're right, Phil, it's going end to end this game. A lot of physicality, a lot of emotion in these local derbies. We'll get a good view at 3 of them over the Thursday and Friday.
Yes, good stuff to come on Good Friday tomorrow. We've got the big city derby at Hull. We've got Saints Wigan as well for good measure. Here, meanwhile, is Boyle. He finds Gale. Lovely drop of the shoulder by Gale. Worth the support. There it is. Massey. Held up 3 metres short of the line. He gets to his feet a bit gingerly as Massey plays the ball to Milner, who goes for the line himself, and a good job that Galloway and Ferris were there. Andy Lynch. Back it comes to Luke Gale. Gale attacking the line. Short ball. Millington. Good tackle, Watkins. Gale quickly off the ground. Fires the ball. Lynch. Andy Lynch under the post. This won't be denied, and it isn't. In his 18th season as a player, Andy Lynch. Bradford Bulls 2005 to 2011. Hull 12-13, a 6th consecutive start at prop forward, and the veteran Andy Lynch draws first blood in this big match for the Tigers against the Rhinos. Castleford are ahead 4-0.
Well, what about the running game from Luke Gale? The threat that he has with the ball, it all comes about, and the field position's given away from the high shot on Massey from Galloway. But whenever Luke Gale has the ball, he's so dangerous. The Leeds players just homing in on him, not knowing whether he's going to run the ball or whether he's going to pass the ball. And there's acres of space. Keith Galloway shoots the line, thinking the ball's going to be passed to a man inside. But the man who is the oldest player in Super League, he's already told me off about that today. Eddie, he'll be happy with that try, Andy Lynch.
He will be happy with that try. Leeds weren't happy though, Stuart. Carl Ablett went to the referee, James Child. Were they appealing for an obstruction?
They asked about an obstruction on the play before they actually scored the try, but it wasn't an obstruction. We had an inside runner, and the ball was passed well beyond that runner, so there was no obstruction on that play.
Collided with Jake Webster, Carl Ablett, and both of the players ended up on the floor, and possibly he needs to get back up, do his job, get back in the defensive line.
Well, Andy Lynch wasn't hanging around to debate the issue, and he gets over for the first try, and Luke Gale should add the extras here. 21 goals from Luke Gale so far this season, a member of the Dream Team in 2015, and he has given Castleford a dream start in the opening 10.5 minutes. They lead 6-0.
Well, when you're defending your own line, you've got to be aware of everything. Carl Ablett, he collides with Jake Webster. They both end up on the deck, and for that split second, that moment, possibly the focus is off defending the line. And it's a good line from, as you say, Tez, the oldest man in Super League, putting himself in the frame, and he gets himself an early try.
In general, Castleford players aren't as fast or as strong as most of the players they play against. So what they have to do is beat them with skill. And they've done that here now. Well, they got another penalty that was helping them get forward. But the skill of passing the ball was what made them such a good side over recent seasons under Darryl Powell. And here the referee now is giving a team warning against Leeds. Too many penalties in too short a space of time. The Rhinos have to get the balance right between being aggressive and standing up to the opponents and making sure they maintain the discipline.
And John Wells made that point about the unstructured side of Castleford, and that try came about from Andy Lynch putting himself on the frame, putting himself in a position to get hold of something with no guarantee it would come.
Interesting decision from James Child to put Leeds on a team warning after the 4th penalty that they have conceded. Castleford have conceded 3. Great ball, that was his. The man, can he get through Solomona? He can't, but Webster can. Well, the money ball was the ball from Millington. Solomona onto it like a flash. They held on to his shirt tails. And Webster, well, he was denied about 5 minutes ago. They can't deny him this time. Darryl Powell, he told us before the match, pretty much flat to the boards in terms of numbers. But boy, they have some spirit here. And the man who's been ever present so far gets the second try.
Eddie, what Castleford do, they work really hard for each other. And Barry's already talked about Grant Millington, so strong in the collision. But look how many Castleford teammates are there pushing up into port. Jake Webster scores the try, but look, Andy Lynch pushing forward. This is what you want. You want options. You want the defenders to make that commitment. Where are they going to go? The ball goes inside. There's enough Castleford players to score that. This is a fabulous turnaround. In just a week, they're 10-0 up against the champions.
I'm sure John Wells will dissect this at half-time, but when the ball goes to Luke Gale, he's got 3 options, in fact 4 if he considers running the ball himself. He's 3 players around him who he can pass the ball to. What Darryl Powell's managed to do with his side this week is make sure that the ball player there, Luke Gale, has the options available to then put the onus and pressure on him to make the right decision at the right time and then back the skill to get them over the line.
It's a remarkable turnaround in fortunes for the Castleford Tigers so far. When you remember last Friday, they were beaten 12 points to 56 by the Warrington Wolves. This for a 12-0 lead against the reigning champions and treble winners, the Leeds Rhinos. Dream start.
Very passionate performance here so far. The opening spell has been all Castleford, and last weekend I was at a Rugby League Caresden and I met some of the stars of this great club, Grant Anderson, John Joyner, Alan Hardesty, Mal Riley, and they all talked about this fixture in particular. It's all about matching the big city rivals and giving them a little bit of pasty, as they say.
I won't ask you to expand because I think we know what you're on about, Barry. 12-0. Ryan Boyle takes it forward now for the Castleford Tigers to their 20-metre line. Well, the penalties that Leeds have conceded have helped the Tigers, but they are playing with such confidence. Hardly the side that was beaten just 6 days ago by such a massive scoreline.
Well, as I said, Eddie, maybe there has been that soul-searching, a bit of honesty in the camp that we need to perform better. We are a better side than that. And what Castleford always do, they work harder than their opponents because they know they haven't got maybe the marquee players that Leeds have got, but they work really hard for each other.
They've reached the 5th tackle here. They're on halfway, so expect the kick. That it is from Ryan Hampshire. It's going to be too long, this, though. This will skip away. It's not the best kick from Hampshire, the young man who's on a season-long loan from Wigan. Don't forget, tomorrow we're with you for the thick end of 5 hours. We have Hull KR against Hull FC, the big city derby. 12:30 we start on Sky Sports 1, and that is swiftly followed by Saints against Wigan, the oldest rivalry in the business. 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 for that. 2 great games. This is a great start to the Easter holiday programme as well. Ferris pings the ball back on the inside. Good movement. Good movement from Ash Handley. Burrow fires the pass. Ablett gives it to Watkins. This is the danger man, and Jake Webster knows that.
Yeah, they can't just watch Leeds play. They've got to make sure they get up and put pressure on them. Too easy for Leeds then.
Ablett, solid run, rolls the ball back, rugby union style, all along the ground, and Castleford gobbled the possession up.
And well done Nathan Massey for pouching that ball. He had to be really brave. Whether there was going to be a boot or bodies flying, he certainly got down and claimed this ball. When it's offloaded, he knows that loose ball, he's got to be urgent. He's got to pick that up.
Solomona has been impressive so far at full-back. I think the referee gave them the benefit of the doubt there, Castleford, because that looked like it was a spilled ball.
That's where the game looks messy. It looks messy, doesn't it, though, the game?
He had called held, to be fair to James Child, so once the ball came out, he was left with no alternative. Ben Crooks to his feet. They've reached the last tackle. Good defensive stint there from the Rhinos. Big deep kick though, raking this ball right down the middle of the park and picked up by Tom Briscoe, 8 metres away from his own line. And the chasers have arrived in the shape of Millington.
Well, they've done a great job on Tom Briscoe, because very often last season some of Leeds' best tries started with that exact same scenario. Tom Briscoe picking the ball up near his own line, charging it forward, finding an offload, and then 13 and 14 seconds later, Leeds are celebrating a try at the other end of the field. You have to really make sure you control Tom Briscoe on those returns.
Untidily, that ball found its way to Zach Hardacre. That was Falloon, and here they come again, the Leeds Rhinos, in the shape of Anthony Mullally, the substitute. Jamie Jones-Buchanan to halfway. They've reached the halfway mark, Leeds. They've also reached the last tackle, so off the left boot of Burrow it goes high, and Hitchcock wasn't tremendously impressive under the first bomb, but that's not bad.
Well, if you make a mistake, you'll normally get tested. He was tested on that occasion, but Jai Hitchcock's team was up for that challenge, and that'll settle the nerves as well from the youngster. Again, just has to get underneath the ball. Grant Millington's such a dangerous player. You can see the Leeds players just going in, making sure they have hold of that ball in case he tries to offload it.
1 point, one place above the Rhinos in the table, the Tigers. Coming into the Easter weekend. They're without Shenton for the season, of course. Roberts, Holmes, Luke Dorm and Junior Moores. They found touch with the kick from Luke Gale. He's important to them too.
Well, he's vital, isn't he, tonight? When you look back at it, you say the names are missing. When Castleford won at Leeds last year, for the second time this season, it was mid-September. They were now without 9 of the players who played on that night. This is an amazing achievement in the opening quarter, to be 12-0 up with 9 players you would suspect, if everyone was fit, would be perhaps out there on the field. Several of them are sitting in the stands cheering the teammates on.
And there's a lot of the Castleford Tigers salary cap sitting there in that shot, isn't there?
I was just thinking that, Eddie. There's a lot of big salaries, some of the star players that they brought in.
For Leeds, of course, there's no Hall or Maguire, Cass's main tormentors down the years. Hall, 24 tries from 19 against Castleford. Maguire, 26 tries against the Castleford Tigers. 50 tries between them for those two who are missing here tonight. It's a big hole in the Leeds attack when those two aren't playing. And don't forget, they lost Delaney in the warm-up as well. Sutcliffe is getting to grips once again with Super League this year, isn't he?
Well, he was outstanding early on last year, wasn't he? Absolutely brilliant, the youngster.
And then his injuries took their toll. Mullally goes down on the last. Falloon to Burrow. Running it Leeds, because here is Hardacre. They go wide to Ferris. Ferris then off the outside of the boot. Oh, and it's picked up here by Joel Moon. I think this could be a try for the Rhinos. Well, you never would expect Brett Ferris to put a little dinking kick into the corner, but that's exactly what he did. And sheer weight of numbers beat the Castleford Tigers, and Joel Moon gets his second try of the season, and it's just what the doctor ordered for the Rhinos, this. And a big posse of supporters behind those posts.
Well, he's such a multi-talented player, Brett Ferris. Well, we were reminiscing about him scoring and setting up a wonderful try with a kick some years ago. He puts it on his left boot. And again, about enthusiasm, getting yourself in the frame. It's his right foot, sorry. Ash Hanley does incredibly well. So pleasing to see Ash Hanley contribute. Recall that North Queensland game. He had a nightmare moment in that game, I'm sure he looks back on, but he's found the character to get his form back in, and he sets up a nice try for Joel Moon.
On a night to remember for Joel Moon, his 100th appearance in the Super League, not only for Leeds, but for the Salford Red Devils as well.
It's an interesting try in a couple of respects. Leeds have struggled to score tries on the last tackle, and they've struggled to score tries from kicks so far this year. I bet the Rhinos, the Tigers themselves, thought they were safe there when they got to the last play and that kick went in. But the winger, Ash Hanley, did remarkably well there, and I think under a little bit of pressure, they just subdued this home atmosphere and crowd by taking a little sting out of them with that 4-pointer.
Yes, it might just have done that. So can Liam Sutcliffe convert this? Try and 5 from 6 goals against St Helens last week. For Sutcliffe. Difficult kick for his first one of the night. So it doesn't matter. How about that? How about that from Liam Sutcliffe? They're apparent to Kevin Sinfield, who would have been proud of that conversion himself.
Eddie, this is what you call expect the unexpected. Brett Ferris, you don't know whether he's going to try and run over the top of you. Nice little kick, well weighted, good offload from the youngster to Joel Moon. They're very dangerous on the edges, Leeds Rhinos. If they can control Castleford in the centre of the field, that's what will get them back into this game.
Well, that will certainly pep the Rhino spirits. 12-6 to Castleford, just over the midway point of this first half. Cuthbertson running strongly, picked up though and dumped to the ground. Oh, and he's hurt. And it was the first involvement really of Paul McShane, the former Leeds Rhinos hooker, who was involved in that. And Cuthbertson has had the wind taken out of his sails a bit there.
Well, that's Paul McShane, that's what he does. He gets under those big fellas who target him and run at him. Targets under the ball, lifts them up and slams them down.
Good tackling by McShane. Here are Leeds though, just over the halfway line. Burrow, that's a great hit as well. Tremendous tackle from the same man. McShane once more.
Eddie, not only does he get under the ball, he gets over the ball as well.
Solomona had all the time in the world then. Sees a little gap and goes for it.
You'd struggle to get under the ball when you're tackling Rob Burrow, wouldn't you? You'd break it back.
Do you know, I want to see Denny Solomona in a bit of space, catching that ball on the full, a bit of a fractured line. Let's see what you can do.
Well, we've already seen one of the contenders for that little feature on our website next week. The high shot earlier in the piece. It's either yellow or red or a caution, but
only to wind you up, Eddie.
I realise that.
And it works.
You manage it every week. Here goes McShane again. Anything that's below the eyebrows is legal for these two.
Absolutely.
And here is Hitchcox. Dabs the ball in. Oh, it's a horrible bounce. It's bounced perfectly. Oh. And Zach Hardaker has picked it up. And what's more, he hasn't conceded the knock on.
I was just thinking, what's he doing kicking on the fourth plate? It didn't look like he thought of anything. It was just off the cuff, kicks it, puts it on the toe, but Jake Webster again, Eddie, they're just flooding forward, this Castleford side.
They've been drinking confidence all week, haven't they? Despite that defeat last week, they've just been high on confidence there. He's had a knock on.
Oh, he did knock it on. He did knock it on. Zach Hardaker. They've escaped one there, Leeds. Good run from Cuthbertson again. Quick play the ball as well. Falloon, they're flooding forward. It's Ablett. They've missed him. Hitchcox has missed him. There's a try on the way here from Watkins. Try for Callum Watkins. And it all comes from the knock-on up the other end by Zach Hardaker. Not spotted by James Child or his two touch judges. Watkins gets the try though. He wasn't going to be arguing about that. And Callum Watkins, it was a great run from Ablett. He shrugged off a couple of would-be tacklers, found himself in the clear, and there was support either side. But was it a knock-on? I think it was. What say you, fellas?
Yeah, you could be right, Eddie. But it's in the blink of an eye, isn't it? He puts himself there. The ball definitely does come off his left hand and goes to the ground. But the run, I think it was the previous run from Adam Cuthbertson that gets Beaufort in that quick play of the ball, which allows him to get out from dummy half and sets up Carl Ablett. This Cuthbertson run is absolutely brilliant. He knows that he's got to come up with a strong carry. Look, a couple of defenders left on the ground. Beaufort noticed that, and all good hookers do that, don't they, Barry?
Well, he's had to change his game a little bit, Adam Cuthbertson. He was renowned last year for his offloads and won the char by some distance and changed the way that Leeds Rhinos played. And this year, he's been given that number 10 shirt, that magic shirt, and he's been asked to cart the ball forward, do it as many times as he can. And he's a fabulous player and a wonderful addition. And I did think initially that Carl Ablett had perhaps made the wrong decision. Denny Solomona, he'd made that choice early, a bit like a goalkeeper. He'd gone left, and Callum Watkins, he had the balance, had the composure, and the footwork to finish that try.
Well, he kicked one from the touchline on the other side of the field to improve the first try that Leeds scored by Joel Moon. about 4.5 minutes ago. Can he kick this one now off the other side of the field, Liam Sutcliffe? And the answer is not on this occasion. The Tigers still lead, but the gap now only 2.
Sometimes you just need a committed effort, and it's just a simple play, Eddie. You know that sometimes you're going to be cannon fodder, but you've got to go forward. You've got to make sure that you lead and you give your teammates that field position, that quick ruck that will enable you to get down the park, and that's all you need to do.
How many times, though, in Leeds colours does Carl Ablett make telling contributions to his side scores?
I think, Eddie, in that occasion, he's very fortunate that Callum Watkins had saved his embarrassment, because it was a pretty poor example of drawing a man and releasing, and Barry would agree there. Callum Watkins saved his embarrassment and blushes there with his evasion on Dennis Solomon, who did well to make it difficult.
Balloon then for Leeds. They've suddenly got their tails up now. Breathtaking start for Castleford. Leeds trying to take the wind out of their sails a bit.
Yeah, Eddie, and when you've conceded 56 points the week before, there's that little doubt going through your mind now. We started really well, but we've got to keep it going.
They have, and here's Sutcliffe on halfway. Just jinks his way into the Tigers' half of the field before he's pulled down by a combination of Lynch and McShane. That's a good hit by Massey on Anthony Mullally.
We're getting off the line as quick as he can. Anthony Mullally's so big and powerful. You need to stop him dead.
Sutcliffe now, this is a nice kick into the corner, and Solomona has work to do. Solomona has a lot of work to do, and he's trapped in goal.
My word, they did well, Leeds Rhinos. Dennis Solomona doing all he can. It's a lovely little kick from Liam Sutcliffe, who kicks and leads. He's the first man there. A nice low tackle, finished off by Carl Ablett and Callum Watkins.
He makes himself an easy target. Just run forward. Instead of running sideways, you'd already were on the white line. Just go forward 5 metres.
You'll have to make yourself available for some specialist full-back coaching, Terry, there. You're
done a bit of me time, Phil. Done a bit of me time.
So goal line dropout for Castleford to defend here. Unbeaten in the first 3 of 2016, but they have lost the last 3. Never lost 4 in a row under Darryl Powell in the same season before, but Darryl Powell has never beaten the Leeds Rhinos on home soil. Claimed a couple of famous wins at Headingley last year. Ferris with another solid run. Castleford under the pump a bit here now. They found Burrow, have Leeds. He in turn gets the ball wide, and Handley, he goes down on tackle number 3. Ferris again. Cuthbertson needs to trundle it forward. Looks maybe for an offload. He was the offload king last year, but he's held on to the ball a lot more in 2016. Falloon, 5 metres away from the line. Sutcliffe. Gadwin Springer was on him very quickly. Down he goes. Last tackle here for Leeds then. Burrow had to dip for that. Left-footed then to the in-goal area. Should be easy, and is for Joel Monaghan. And Joel Monaghan wants to get on with it quickly.
Well, they looked dangerous, Leeds, when they moved the ball, but that was just too easy for Castleford to read, as Castleford looked to shift the ball. Leeds are an exciting side when they ask questions. They've got the half-backs who go at the line, fix defenders. The forwards can play as well, but they need to come up with better sets than that.
Ben Crooks goes down. Tackle number 2. Joel Monaghan again. Former Warrington skipper. Ooh, quick hands. Gadwin Springer. Short ball then to Massey. And Leeds are around them. Not like a pack of rhinos, but like a pack of wolves. Decent footwork from Ryan Hampshire, but he goes down on tackle number 4. McShane. No look pass to Lynch. Lynch has got Castleford midway inside the Leeds half. They've reached the last tackle. Hampshire hoists the kick high into the floodlights here. Oh, that's not forward. This is not forward, I think. It's not forward. McMeekan has touched it down, but I think this will go upstairs. And the first impression, Stuart, was that this was a knock-on by Castleford.
But it's certainly travelled forward, I think, and that's what they're looking at. They just want to check that it hasn't come off a Leeds player and gone backwards.
They've got no try on the field, so they have to find 100% reasons to turn it down.
Well, basically, he's got to come off a Leeds player, I think. Well, certainly they're all on side. They're chasing 3 on the outside.
That's 1 tick in the box. Now this is the crucial moment.
Callan, choose the ball come off. Looks like it comes off Joel Monaghan there. They've ruled that it's gone forward, so or it's travelled towards the Leeds goal line. And I think there it is. Does it touch Ash Handley first before it's knocked forward? Touch first. It comes off Handley and then into Monaghan. I think you've got to say it comes off Joel Monaghan on that occasion. Goes forward, so it's definitely going to be no try. Should be Leeds ball. Hand over.
No try it is. I must say James Child looked in a fairly good position to make a call of that on the field, but when you see the hands flying around the ball, it's always worth taking a look.
It's difficult, isn't it, to come up with that decision in games that mean so much. Just 2 points in this game. You've got Ash Handley who goes up for the ball. It's a contest between him and obviously Joel Monaghan. You need to get the correct decision at the end of the day, Eddie, and that is the correct decision.
Yes, it is. Yes, no qualms about that whatsoever.
The last time Castleford nearly scored a try, they went on, followed it the next set of 6 and posted some points.
Well, he's leading from the front, Paul McShane, Eddie. He really is getting off the line and trying to get into these forwards.
He is. Burrow, McMeekin and Springer there. And Burrow just disappears, doesn't he, almost underneath their 2 frames. Here's Ferris. Having a lively first half is Brett Ferris.
It's not unusual for Leeds to pass the ball a lot to the left, and it usually goes twice as often to that side as it does to the right. I think Hampshire and Cooks have done really well coping with Ferris, as we now see it spun out to Watkins.
And this is the danger area down the right-hand side. Watkins, well, he went for that, so the ball bounces kindly for Solomona.
And what Leeds normally try and do is open up and play wide to Callum Watkins. They want to give him early ball. If there's anywhere where it's left of the sticks, they'll go to Joel Moon, who's got brilliant footwork as well. But if it's a wide shift, give it to Callum Watkins. He's the man with dangerous speed, but brilliant footwork.
This fella's got good footwork as well, Ryan Hampshire. Good job that Jones Buchanan got an ankle tap on him. Big Gadwin Springer now.
Oh, that pass was on, Eddie.
There was a man on the run. It was Nathan Massey. This is Luke Gale. Gives it to Millington, and he gave that up, and Liam Sutcliffe has swooped on it. Oh, and it's been pinched back. It'll come back, though, for the first knock-on.
Well, Paul McShane's got everything on it. He won't leave nothing. The former Leeds Rhinos junior. The 2 players just messing up the lines. Liam Sutcliffe thinks he's made the break. Think he's escaped the clutches of McShane, who just picks his pockets.
That's good work from McShane, because it means that they come back for the original offence, which is right on the halfway line. So Castleford gain about 10 metres as far as that's concerned, and they have the opportunity here to line their defence up. Burrow from the base of the scrum to Sutcliffe. He is Hardacre now. Down the right-hand side again, the ball flicks out to Moon, who in turn flicks the ball out to Ash Handley. The referee shouts held, so he turns around and he'll play the ball on the spot. And Hardacre once more.
Eddie, you'll see Leeds running across the line. The likes of Rob Burrow, Zach Hardacre. They're trying to get one of those defenders to jump the line, and there's a little twos play on there.
Well, they didn't release him. They didn't release Brett Ferris. One went round the legs, another one put him on the ground. Penalty comes. Jones Buchanan drives it in. First tackle of another set of 6 here coming at this Tigers defence. 9 metres away from the line. Falloon showed it to Mullally, gave it to Burrow. Burrow then to Sutcliffe. Watkins is in close attendance. They knew that. Luke Gale knew that, and he had to get Sutcliffe down, which he did. Ablett to Burrow. Burrow offloads it then to Mullally. And Anthony Mullally gets to within 5 metres of the line. 3 gone, 3 to come then for Leeds, with Falloon, who finds Burrow, and Burrow will scamper at them here. Burrow then to Joel Moon. Moon with a handoff against the big number 19, Ben Crooks. They keep him out. Hardacre had to be acrobatic, gave it to Ferris, he gave it to Burrow. Burrow's got Josh Walters in support, takes the tackle himself. Will pick himself up and play it to Falloon. Last tackle here then for Leeds. Hardacre comes back the same way. Dabs the kick towards the in-goal area. Well done, Jai Hitchcocks.
Yeah, brilliant play. Brilliant play from Hitchcocks. He knew that there was going to be a problem. He knew that the ball was going to get kicked into the in-goal area. He'd come across, he dealt with that threat. And good spacing from Castleford. They were nominating, they were pointing up at the Leeds Rhinos then. They knew that they were under pressure, but they came up with all the answers.
Now Castleford have got to try and work this ball away from their own line. They do about 4 or 5 metres, courtesy of Andy Lynch. McShane is waiting there at dummy half. And he goes for a 40-20, does Paul McShane. He's not going to get that, but it's not a bad kick this if it stays in the field of play, and it won't.
I know you don't like this, Phil, but I still think that is a very good kick.
Well, he's going for a 40-20, he really is. And I coached Paul McShane as a 16-year-old 10 years ago, and he came to me before training and said, Barry, I want to kick for goal. I said, look, hookers don't kick for goal, you've got enough to do. He said, if you can kick that ball from the halfway line over the sticks, then you can kick. He said, which foot? I said, whichever one you want. He kicked it with his right and then his left.
But that's the next best thing, isn't it? Get the ball away from your try line. If it doesn't go into touch, you still get the ball as far away from your old red zone.
Look at the area now.
Well, that's because the defence hasn't been good enough, Phil.
That's 4 tackles gone, and now we all know why Paul McShane is the player he is. Because Barry taught him all he knows.
Oh, no, not guilty on that one.
Good ball from Ablett again to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Last one for Leeds. Raid coming here. Is there a pass out wide to Watkins? There is. He keeps this going. Out to Briscoe. It's a walk-in. That's a great Leeds try. That's a tremendous Leeds try that gives the champions the lead. And Brian McDermott on the touchline. Arms folded, stern of face, but he will have admired that. That was a great try. They switched it from one side of the field to the other. And Tom Briscoe, on his return after missing the last 5 matches, gets his tally for 2016 up and running.
Well, Carl Ablett has certainly played brilliant. He's played his part in this game. All the key men for Leeds Rhinos rushing forward. But have a little look at the offload as well from Josh Walters. When he gets it here, he pulls in the winger for Castleford, Jai Hitchcocks. And as soon as he sees that the winger, the Castleford winger, loses his hips, he's facing in, that's when the pass comes out. But they should never have been in this position. If they have Leeds trapped at the other end, the defence wasn't good enough for Castleford, and the try-line defence wasn't good either.
Briscoe won't be talking about poor defence. Neither will Leeds. They'll be talking about a great try that they've scored. Having defenders flat-footed, yes. But Briscoe over in the corner, and it's another difficult conversion attempt coming up here for Liam Sutcliffe. He missed the earlier kick from this side of the field. Can Liam Sutcliffe just change the sights on the barrel and see if he can knock this one over? Getting back to his best. Missed the last 16 of 2015, therefore he missed the treble with his teammates, but he's taken over many of the responsibilities that were Kevin Sinfield's, and this is the biggest of them all, the goal kicking. Can he add the extras here? Oh, and he's just gone the wrong side of the post on the far side.
It is early in the season, but Liam Sutcliffe and Jordan Lilly both have over 80% goal kicking success rate, so they've not been far off a great man. Here's the try we see again. Castleford can't quite cope with the pace and the intensity with which Leeds have played in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Perhaps the advantage of playing the World Club Challenge. They've gone harder for longer here than their opponents. It's a tough period. In many ways, it's reminiscent of the game on this ground almost exactly 12 months ago last Good Friday, when the ball's rolled off the tee there, when what I thought was the emergence of Leeds' success. We started to see their forwards passing and offloading the ball more than any other games and any other teams. And at that point on, they developed that, and it was successful for them. The offloads we've seen from Ablett, some of the passes from Cuthbertson, it's made them difficult and dangerous for the Tigers so far.
And the quality of this game has picked up. After 11 minutes, there were 7 penalties. The Rhinos put on a team warning, and we've had just 1 penalty since then. So the quality and standard of this game rising.
So Leeds now with their noses in front, just as we reach 3 minutes or thereabouts to the half-time siren. Castleford started like a house on fire. They were 12-0 up. Leeds have come back and they've wrestled the advantage from them, and Burrow and Ferris and Ablett, they're playing on the top of their game. Hardacre, high kick to the corner. Tester here for Monaghan. He left it alone. The ball is flicked back and flicked back again and flicked in field then to Burrow, who's still on the last. Leeds are running it. It's with Ablett. Surely he won't kick. Well, this fella might. Sutcliffe, if he gets the chance. The ball knocked back and is kept alive somehow.
Well, he kicked it.
Wrong way. Mullally. This will be one of the tries of the season. If this is scored, this will be one of the tries of the season. Handley and Castleford. Ooh, now then, James Child is right on the spot. Says he's held up. So there's the turnover.
Well, isn't that Leeds at the best? When they ask questions, they go from one side to the other. Whether they go into contact, they're that strong. They know that they can get the ball around. The speed gets them out of trouble. And any time that Rob Burrow goes from dummy half, you know you're losing the battle of the play the ball.
Almost a wide to Handley moment, that.
Well, you know, Ryan Hampshire might make his name as an attacking player and as excited, but his efforts in defence have been pretty good for the first half. He helped to save that try. It's difficult learning to play, especially at a different club. He's out on loan here. He's done okay so far. As long as he can get his hands on the ball a little more often, we're going to see his pace perhaps as the match progresses.
McShane. Nice footwork from Andy Lynch.
Beautiful footwork from the front row at 36, he's still got it.
You two keep harping on about that, don't you?
I'm not, since he told me off before the game.
We're big fans of Andy Lynch. Any front rower gets our vote, don't worry about that.
Hitchcox has got a problem, but a bang on the wrist there. He'll surely leave him where he is till half-time, though. Hardacre is safe under the high ball.
Eddie, and there's not been many breaks in this game, as it's been played at a frantic pace. It's been absolutely brutal. You look at the completion rate for both sides. You've got Castleford completing 81%, you've got Leeds completing 89%. So not only are they both throwing it around, but they're making sure they turn the ball over on their terms.
And it's interesting too, since Leeds were given the team warning by James Child for too many penalties in the opening 10 minutes, they haven't conceded another one since. 4-all the penalty count in this match, as we are now in the final minute of the first half. Here comes Walters. Up the middle he goes. Down he goes on the 40-metre line. Last tackle here. Sutcliffe shaped to kick and then just drops the ball over the top. Brilliant run from Ablett. Finds Galloway. Great hands. Touched in flight. 6 to go. Briscoe again for a walk-in. Briscoe, no. No, yes, no, no.
Make your mind up, Eddie.
Looked all over a try.
And they're dangerous side.
He's wiped the tackle count clean. So there's another set of 6 coming at the Castleford Tigers here. I thought he was in.
He had a very familiar feel about it, that try, didn't it? Kyle Ablett starting it off. It's amazing how much difference players like Ablett, Jamie Jones-Buchanan really make to the mentality of the players. Very familiar feel when those two are in the side. 5
seconds remaining in this first half. Hardacre with broken field in front of him. This is Ferris. Siren sounded to the in-goal area. Denny Solomona gets as far as Joel Moon. What a great first half. What a fabulous first half on this Thursday night here on Sky Sports from the First Utility Super League. Castleford and the Leeds Rhinos. Castleford ahead 12-0 in as many minutes. Lynch and Webster's tries improved by Luke Gale. Then, after 19 minutes, the Rhinos got going. Moon with a try, improved by Sutcliffe. Watkins with a try, Briscoe with a try. 2 conversion attempts, very difficult from the right-hand side, missed. And we have a really close contest, as we would expect, between these two. Great first half. Leeds just shaded. Well, a cracking start to the Easter programme here at the Menderhose Jungle, and the champions, the Leeds Rhinos, are just ahead as we prepare to get the second half underway. 14 points to 12. Remember, Castleford led 12-0 after the opening 12 minutes. And the big question is, can they come out refreshed and do same again in the second half? They've got a fairly good record here, though, have the Rhinos. They've only lost one of the last 7 visits. That was in 2013. And here we go for the second half. Good deep kick-off from Castleford, right into the corner. Picked out of the air by Hardacre. Galloway takes it forward on the first tackle of this second half. Castleford need to come out refreshed, Terry, don't they? Need to come out the front foot.
Yeah, they do, and when they went into the changing rooms at half-time, it was perfect conditions. During the half-time, the rain's coming down heavily, and what got Leeds back into the side was the way that they approached the game in the last 20 minutes, and they started throwing the ball around, throwing caution to the wind, and where Castleford were really strong was the likes of the forwards in Lynch, in Boyle, in Massey, Millington. They need to keep doing little plays like that.
Kick downfield, underneath it is Denny Solomona, underneath the shadow of his own sticks. He'll run the ball back as far as he can. Wonder what was said at half-time then. Here's Bill.
Well, both coaches acknowledging that the start of this second half is really crucial. Leeds have done, in the view of their coach, Brian McDermott, have done really well to get back into this. Darryl Powell, his opposite number, well, frustrated that having got themselves off to a great start, they then allowed Leeds to get back into the game and get control and end up with a half-time lead. That's been really frustrating. One or two of the decisions have been really frustrating. Cass feeling a little bit hard done by in that respect, but they're not worrying about that. They are worrying about this period of the game when they feel that the game could be decided, and at the view of Brian McDermott as well, because he acknowledges his team did well to get back into the game, to get to where they've got, but if they don't capitalise that, if they allow the Castleford Tigers to reassert their authority, then all that good work could be for nothing.
Castleford, when you consider how much possession Leeds have had, Eddie, in that first half, will do pretty happy to be just 2 points behind. Leeds had 3 times as much of the ball in their opponent's half, and yet only lead by 2.
Gale gets the ball into centre field to Lynch, and they look for the runners, and it is Mike McMeekin, good tackle by Joel Moon. Now there's a chance for them with Ben Crooks, who he just gives the ball away, really. Hampshire. I get the feeling that Ryan Hampshire's got to be taking on this defence a little bit more in this second half.
Well, he was taking it on and he was looking for one of his teammates then, but nobody turned up for him.
Gale will do it. Gale will do it. He tries to get the ball away, which he does, finds Massey. Massey then to Lynch. Lynch turns and it hits the deck. Solomona picks it up, but Joel Moon and Josh Walters pick him up. So we've reached the 5th tackle. Last one coming up here. They somewhat lost their way there. Hampshire with a kick to the corner. Handley underneath it, and Handley will be trapped in goal. They'll get a repeat set of 6. Great kick. Yeah, great kick that.
Sorry, Eddie, that's where you want the ball to land. Ryan Hampshire, he's just calm, composed, no pressure on him from Leeds Rhinos. Gets the ball up, and because Ash Handley jumps from the field of play, this is the reason why now Castleford will get another set of 6. But nice simple plays from Castleford.
Great defence from Ben Crooks as well. He's had that time in Australia. I'm looking forward to seeing him develop, get back into the British game. I think he's one of the best talents, one of the prospects in the centre. We can look forward to seeing him get better and better. And a nice duel he's having with Joel Moon.
Yes, and of course he won the Young Player of the Year award just before he went to Australia. Lost his way a little bit at Hull. He's come back strongly and wants to reassert himself in the Super League this year. Well, they're coming down the right-hand side here. Oh, that's a good ball. This is McMeekin, but it's an obstruction against Castleford.
Yeah, there was obstruction. You practice these lines.
Yeah, just ran around the back of his own player, you know, really close to him, which I think Rob Burrows was the man who that was prevented. He just caught it with one side and ran around the back, and you can't do that.
So obstruction, penalty goes to the Rhinos.
Yeah, and the correct decision as well. Ben Crooks just hitting a tight line, whether he was going to get the ball or not. He was still offering himself. And that's the game, Eddie. You just got to come up with little efforts like that, whether you're going to receive the ball or not. Make yourself an option.
Ferris takes the ball forward. Has this been Brett Ferris's best showing in the Rhinos shirt since he joined?
It looks that way, doesn't it? You know, he's one of only 4 forwards in Super League who's played every minute of every match so far. He played 8 hours of Super League before tonight, but I think you're right, Eddie. The 40-plus minutes we've seen here have perhaps in attack been his best.
And Galloway's having a good game as well. He gets to his feet and plays the ball to Burrow. Hardacre now. Hardacre goes for it himself, tries to go between the 2 defenders, Gadwin Springer and Andy Lynch. We've reached the last tackle now for the Leeds Rhinos, and it's with Sutcliffe. Oh, he dinks inside, McShane. Good job for McShane that Massey was there.
Yeah, Eddie, just the drop of the shoulder from Sutcliffe, just keeping the honesty of the cast defenders, just targeting maybe some of those bigger forwards. Oh, what a mistake!
Denny Solomona, of all people, goes without the ball.
Well, you put him under pressure, you kick the ball high to him, he'll deal with that. He's come up with some big plays, but you can see he's looking directly at what's in front of him. His eyes are off the ball. He
looks
thinks
a firm pass, though. It does look a firm pass.
Looked to go quickly out of the hands of Gale, didn't it?
Very quickly.
You still catch
He's
those
got to
balls.
catch
That's bread
yeah.
and butter, that, Phil.
He's got to catch that so close to his line. Having defended that last set, sure Darryl Powell, he'll think he could have done better as well.
Yes, I think he will. But can Castleford defend this? Good footwork from Callum Watkins. Backs them towards their own posts once again. Burrow finds Jones Buchanan. He'll take it forward, inching ever closer to that Castleford Tigers line. Burrow weighing up the options both ways. Goes right, finds Sutcliffe. Oh, and then off the bootlaces of Callum Watkins. And frustration now for Brian McDermott.
I think this was good defence from Castleford Tigers. They did enough. You see Jake Webster, he gambles on Carl Ablett getting the ball. And was it Carl Ablett's ball? Yes, it was. The reason he didn't take it was Jake Webster and that huge presence he has.
So a scrum now the other way. The 10 metres from the Tigers line, just the same. Castleford with the head and feed, though.
Well, the Tigers have had a shocker, haven't they? They've conceded a penalty in possession, dropped the ball on player one here. They're still in this game, but they must work it harder for their opponents to get to the end of the field.
Phil, the Leeds have just got to be simple yardage players here. Roll your sleeves up, lad. Let's get us forward, get to the kick. Paul McShane just barking out the instructions.
McMeekan takes it forward for Castleford, but only as far as those three. Ferris in very quickly with Mullally. Oh, Mullally couldn't touch McShane then because he would have been pinged for offside.
He's intelligent, isn't he, McShane?
Hampshire finds Luke Gale. Gale then to Denny Solomona. He saw a gap and he's straight through it. Gale wants the ball played back inside to him. That's a great tackle by Hardacre. What a tackle that is.
Well, that is a good tackle. It's a good break as well. I think that is the formula that Castleford should be using. The half-backs, we've already seen them splitting the responsibility, but Ryan Hampshire passing to Luke Gale a little bit wider, and Luke Gale making those important decisions, but Zach Hardacre does incredibly well with this overlap.
It looks like he's got options on the inside. There is some cover there. He's backed himself. I suppose you don't score that many tries without having confidence when you're attacking your opponents. Took him on the outside, but a brilliant tackle.
That's the difference between a good fullback and a great fullback.
Do you know, I love the passion. Look at that. That's what it means. It's not just about scoring tries, but defence has got to mean something to you. It's personal.
Plays like that. A great player who we all played with, Gary Connolly. He was exceptional at that, and Zach Hardacre has certainly got those qualities as well.
Try-saving tackle in successive weeks for Zach Hardacre. Remember the one he put in last week against St Helens and Shannon McDonald. Tremendous defence from the man of steel.
Yeah, Eddie, sorry about that, but it's not just about the scoring of tries, it's about saving tries. That's as good as 6 points, that. You keep your side in front because of tackles like that.
JJB makes a dash to the halfway line before he goes down. McMeekan and Lynch will play the ball here to Burrow. Now it is Sutcliffe. Drops the pass off to Josh Walters. The hero of Old Trafford, remember, Josh Walters, last October, his try settled it. Falloon with the pass to Sutcliffe, and he pumps it high into the air here, the rainy air at Castleford. That's well pouched, though, on that far side. He dropped a couple early doors, didn't he, Jai Hitchcock's, but he's been solid underneath the high ball since. I hope I'm not hexing him.
Yeah, they look comfortable. Then you can tell whether a player is going to be catching the ball or dropping it. He's planted his feet. He knows exactly where the ball's coming down. A speed set here now from Castleford. They're outside backs, trying to target some of the slower men in the middle in the lead shirts.
Monaghan picks himself up. And Jamie Jones Buchanan had hold of Galloway by the scruff of the neck and tried to drag him off the tackle player, save a penalty for his team. Reached the last here, Castleford. What have they got? It's a kick from Gale, it's high. And Hardaker is underneath it again, and he denies Solomona once more. Oh, ball's nicked, ball is stolen.
Play on, Eddie, it's play on.
It is play on.
Absolutely no
Seems
problem.
to go.
He dealt with everything, didn't he?
Well done, Ben Crooks. McMeekan now, straight at Galloway. Galloway stands his ground, dumps the ball back. McShane then to Massey. And Nathan Massey is halted by 3 defenders. Well, it's all hands on deck here for the Rhinos in defence. This is Luke Gale. Gets the ball away. Good defence again. Sutcliffe in on the man in possession, Solomona, in a flash. McShane. Lynch will trundle it forward. Gadwin Springer. And Leeds having the devil's own job in stopping the big man. He pushes them off, plays the ball to McShane. He finds Hampshire. This is McMeekan. Great tackle by Moon. Last tackle here coming up for the Tigers. McShane again. It's Gale. Tacking the line, dribbles the kick in. Brilliantly picked up by Liam Sutcliffe.
That's great hands in these conditions with the opposition running at you. Liam Sutcliffe to get that ball. That was excellent because they were under pressure then, Leeds, on that last play.
Well, they're giving us an Easter treat, aren't they? It's been a brilliant opening to the second half for Castleford. You see the one-on-one steal. There was a doubt whether Dennis Solomon had been in the tackle. They put 2 people at one time, but you play to the whistle. The referee's called it. And Leeds did just enough to stop another Tigers try.
Yes, that's tremendous defence from Leeds. They will try and build on that now here. Falloon has a little bit of a stumble. Sutcliffe goes forward before he is grounded by Millington and Massey and Lynch and Hardaker. That's long, it's long, it is too long. It's out on the full.
Yeah, too much on that. A mistake from Zach Hardaker. But both of these sides feeling each other out just 10 minutes or 11 minutes into the second half.
A couple of the players querying why that wasn't a handover where he kicked the ball from. The ball's gone out on the full over the dead ball line. It's not like it when it goes out over the touch line. So it's a 20-metre restart when it goes dead.
James Child was quick to tell the Castleford players that. Well, that's high.
But that's when he's dangerous. I think me and you had a conversation at half-time, Eddie. The young player Ryan Hampshire on loan from the Wigan Warriors. He's such a running threat. He tucks the ball under his arms, and when he's targeting players of the size of Keith Galloway, he really does keep them guessing.
Yes,
Played for and got by the young man.
It's a very good learning curve, really, for Ryan Hampshire in this season-long loan from the Wigan Warriors. He waited a month for his debut. Wakefield born. And here he is at the heart of everything that's going on tonight. Who will be at the heart of what's going on Good Friday? And what a great Good Friday it will be. The Big City Derby at 12:30, Sky Sports 1. Stay with us then for this. Saints Wigan, 3 o'clock in the same place.
Well, Castleford looking to offload the ball, running strong with Gadwin Springer as the ball goes left here.
Oh, that's a gift. That's a gift for Sutcliffe. McShane's after him. Sutcliffe is quick. Look at this from Hitchcock. He's beaten him. He managed to do enough to put him off. They get to him in the end.
Great commitment from the Castleford defence.
They go down that right-hand side again with Ablett. Well, that was a real chase back. Hitchcock did just enough. With a push and a shove from Ablett. It's on. It's on. Ablett and McShane. Heavyweight and flyweight.
Well, 2 players there who used to share a car in the Leeds Rhinos days.
Well, now they're sharing a punch or two.
I'm telling you, they're not sharing too much.
Is he owing petrol money or something?
I don't think Paul McShane kept up his end of the roster and the schedule. But Carl Ablett, when he's getting up to play that ball, he initialises that exchange. He pushes McShane off.
So you're saying it's a Tigers penalty then?
In my opinion, yeah.
Well, it looks like McShane's actually got his arm under the ball, which is causing Ablett to move forward, and that's what started it all off. So we may well see a penalty to Leeds here for his hands on the ball.
Well, the referee, James Child, wants a word with his touch judges.
But if he strikes out, Stuart,
does that not cancel it out if he...
So I wonder which way. We haven't had a decision yet.
They decided that Ablett's instigated the situation.
They're all friends again. They'll be back in the car together tonight.
That's a massive play. That's a massive moment in this match here. That they've ended up stopping a try to a potential interception. They've got back in now, been awarded a penalty. I think if Leeds score next, with the power and domination, they're going to win this game. Sutcliffe it is, who receives the pass from the Tigers and almost makes it, but Jai Hitchcock doesn't quite get his hands on him, but does enough to bring him to ground. And McShane and Cole get back and prevent 4 points.
Well, this is the first play from the penalty. Castleford trying to get themselves away from their own end. Leeds are piling in, looking for the runners, and the run on that occasion was Will Mayer. Full debut for him in the defeat against Warrington last Friday. Pitched back into the battle here tonight. Here's McMeekan. Whoa, gets the ball away, straight to Burrow. It went backwards off Burrow, and Leeds have got the ball back on halfway.
Well, they had the numbers on the right side, but they needed to be better with the offload.
Springer's in a load of trouble here as well. I think he's pulled a muscle or something in the leg. He's limping his way back in to the defensive line.
Yeah, blind offload straight into Rob Burrow.
Well, I'm sure Leeds are savvy enough to see that Springer is in all sorts of trouble in defence. And they're coming at him here now. Burrow just snakes out the arm and keeps hold of it. This is Ferris. Hampshire goes for a piggyback. McMeekan brings him down. And he's in a right mess, is Gadwin Springer. Burrow to Ablett. And Ablett again. Getting to within a couple of metres of the line. Last tackle now for the Leeds Rhinos. It's end to end, isn't it? This is Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe with a flat pass to Hardacre. Hardacre wide, they go to Briscoe. Good defence. Good defence from Hitchcocks. And Luke Gale.
Well, Jai Hitchcocks, he had to stand his ground, didn't he? They did have the numbers. And as soon as Tom Briscoe, one of the strongest wingers in Super League, he just picks the direct route. Yep, he's in front of me. I'm going to try and take him over the line. But the defence as well, from the inside. I think it's Luke Gale who comes across to help his wingman out. Both of these sides, they're throwing everything at each other.
Yes, they are. It's a great game, and Leeds looking to stamp their authority on this match. Get their Easter off to the best possible start. And if you look at what's to come, they're at home to Wakefield and Hull Kingston Rovers. If they win all three of their Easter programme, the champions will transform their season, which appeared early in the piece in 2016 to be going off the rails.
Eddie, and that's why I like the Easter period as a player, because you could pick up 6 points within a 7-day period.
Yeah, you can also pick up 6 injuries though, can't you? And that's what a lot of people have. I agree with you 100%.
You could do, Eddie, but that's the challenge, isn't it, as well?
Yes, it is.
And normally when you're playing and you're winning games, you're not picking up those injuries.
No, nobody wants to leave a side that's winning. Oh, now then. Well, Hanley did well. Hanley did well. That seemed to stop in midair, and he had to come forward a couple of metres to claim it. Hardacre here goes down on the first tackle, 20 metres away from his own line.
And both sides not making mistakes. Said it was pouring down at half-time. They're still willing to shift the ball. They're playing with power. They're playing with precision as well when they're passing that ball.
Oh, that looked a touch forward. Briscoe knocks it back. Sutcliffe picks up the pieces. Will Mayer, Jake Webster.
Isn't he a giant, Will Mayer?
Good ball from Cuthbertson. Good ball from Ablett. This is Burrow. Hampshire's after him. Hampshire got a hand on his collar. Cuthbertson again. They've given the forward pass. There was a scream from the terraces and forward. I don't know whether that was picked up by the touch judge's microphone, but James Charles agreed.
What a great game of rugby so far. Adam Cuthbertson trying to mix it up. Sometimes he carries it, sometimes he passes. Castleford's defence here is fantastic here. Carl Ablett just a little bit injured at the moment, and one of the Tigers players seems to have lost the boot.
Still behind him, back player Carl Ablett, and he took the field against St Helens. He put in a good shift, good stint, made some mistakes, but wasn't able to train last week, and the team needed him. Stuck his hand up. He told the coach Brian McDermott, he said, "I'm ready. If you want to pick me, I'll go."
Let's get some news on Gadwin Springer. Bill.
Yeah, it's bad news. The Frenchman is, well, he's all smiles at the moment, but he's got a groin injury. Very unlikely to return in the second half, and just happened there. You can just see him in the side of the shot, pulling up with that injury, and it's the last thing that the Castleford Tigers wanted. Darryl Powell saying before the game that their resources are really stretched. They haven't got players likely to come back in the near future, so losing another one long term could be a big blow for them, especially at this time of the season with this busy programme.
And a big blow for Gadwin Springer, because they return the Tigers, or they go the Tigers to his former club, the Catalan Dragons, on Monday. And look at that, you've got Shenton there, you've got Luke Dawn there, some of the big players for this Castleford Tigers club. None of them expected to return on Monday, down to the bare bones, Terry. You better take your boots to the airport.
Yeah, and that's when the Easter period is cruel, Eddie. When you've got injuries, you've not got the biggest of squads, you're missing some of your star players, you've got to travel over to the south of France. But you know, you can never write this Castleford side off, because no one expected them, or if you ask many of people's opinion, they didn't expect them to be even in the game with Leeds Rhinos from 58 minutes.
O'Falloon pleads innocence, but as he rolls over the top here, there's a little nudge by the thumb, maybe by the fingers.
I think the referee's more concerned with the move towards the head, and I think that's what he sort of looked at. The ball came out at the same time that he sees his hand go on his head, and that's the reason he told him the penalty was for.
He doesn't look impressed, O'Falloon. Be less impressed here if they manage to get over for the try. Will Mayer takes the first tackle, this set of 6. McShane is there, looks on his shoulders, and that was Milner. Here we come now with Denny Solomona on 9 tries. Would love to get over for one tonight and get the 10 on the board. Hampshire helps it on to Milner again. He straightens it up 10 metres away from the line. He's brought down by Ablett and by Galloway and by Cuthbertson and O'Falloon. Now Gale drops the pass off to Webster. Came at it like an express train. McShane thinks better of it, goes out of the trouble, shows it to one, turns again, gives it to Gale. Gale, crossfield kick, looking for Ben Crooks. Oh, now then, was that knocked forward? It was by Hanley. Yes, it was touched by Hanley. Referee wipes the tackle count down. Monaghan, McMeekan. Big pressure on this Leeds line now.
And this is where they need to build pressure, Eddie.
Hampshire fires the pass to Gale. Gale then gives it to Webster again. He comes on that diagonal run once more. Great feet from Webster. Another massive tackle from Galloway. McShane, back he comes. Hampshire slides the kick in straight to Ash Hanley. Oh, offside against Leeds on their own line. Here's a big call.
Well, Eddie, whether they noticed that Brett Pettis was offside here, they were kicking on the second play. They were fortunate to get this ball back now through a penalty.
The right decision by the referee, isn't it? He's offside.
Yeah, he is. But what I'm saying is that you look at that, there are 2 more. It was only the second play, Phil. Do you keep running it? Do you keep challenging Leeds?
Well, they're challenging Leeds here now, because Mayer will play the ball. And here is Gale. Gale to Webster. He asks him to come back on this angled run towards the sticks again. All hands to the pumps. Again in defence for Leeds here. McShane, Milner. Milner can't go anywhere because he had Falloon round his ankles. McShane is scheming. They're underneath the Leeds sticks. Gives it then to Hampshire. Falloon had a grab. He gives it then to Mayer once more, and Will Mayer tries to batter his way to the line. He's pulled down. McShane goes left. Good ball. It's Webster once again. Ball pops up out of the arms, and he's in. Paul McShane is in. Oh, the referee says forward. The referee's wiped it out without reference upstairs. Well, I said the call on the line for the penalty against Leeds was big. This is equally big.
Well, Paul McShane, I believe he's been the best player on this pitch. Does that ball go forward? I'm not so sure. It's a line ball at best. But Jake Webster coming back on the angle, he's offering himself all the time. Was the ball punched out? Paul McShane jogging on the spot. Well, what's your thoughts, Stuart?
Well, it's difficult to see from the angles there. The touch judge was adamant that that ball had gone forward from Jake Webster. He was calling it to the referee, and the referee in that position has got to take that call.
The referee has to make a decision, doesn't he? And
That's right.
encourage him. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we could
that's
analyse
it.
that for 5 minutes and not be certain.
That's it.
So
We
you've got to back him,
criticise
and I
referees
support-
when they go for everything.
I'm supporting him to do that. But you know, last year on this ground, the Tigers gave us. There's no way that Jake Webster would throw the ball in the air that high. I think he would try and throw it backwards. So you would have to guess that probably a Leeds player touched it, but it's irrelevant now. 12 months ago, the Tigers, some of the players out there today, played in one of the best games of my favourite game of last season anyway. When in the dying second, the Tigers managed to beat St Helens on this ground. We've got another similar game here tonight. Tight going into the final quarter, and we're hoping to go into that last second with the game still in the balance.
Falloon has been taken from the field because blood's pouring from his head. This is Tom Briscoe, who's got to do some hard yards now for the defence. I tell you what, you look at that incident there for the try that's been chalked off by Paul McShane, and the more you tend to think that Castleford have been a little bit hard done by.
I agree, Eddie, and Tez mentioned Paul McShane. I think another top performer for Castleford tonight has been Jake Webster. He's carried the ball strong, and he's defended strong as well. He's in the middle there, he's trying to get back out to his edge. But he's a constant threat for the Tigers.
Leeds just inside their own half. Cuthbertson gets the ball away to Ferris. He wrestles one would-be defender, Ryan Hampshire, off him. Oh, Ryan Boyle comes in and gives him a Fortney one. Scrambles to his feet. This is Sutcliffe. And Hardacre hoists the ball high. This is a good kick. It's another test for Hitchcocks. Oh, it does well. Started shakily under the high ball, hasn't missed one yet since.
Well, Eddie, when you make a mistake, the next thing you've got to do, you've got to make sure that you catch that next ball, because that's the only way that you'll grow in confidence. You can't dwell on any mistakes, and he's certainly done that, Jai Hitchcocks. He's built and built, as is this Castleford side. Started a blistering pace the opening 10 minutes, but they're back in this game now.
McMilner, good looping pass and very well claimed by Monaghan. He's missed by Hangley. He picks himself up, makes a few priceless meters forward off the body of Moon into the collision with Ablett and Ferris. Plays the ball to Ben Crooks. Here is Milner, straightens it up. Milner goes down in the tackle. That's the last one coming up then for Castleford. Referee with the hand in the air. And it's Hampshire who pumps it into the air once again. A tester once again for Hanley. He's dropped the ball, but he's been taken in the air. Taken in the air by Ben Crooks.
And that's what Darryl Powell is thinking. He's putting his hands up and he's saying why.
I think
It does look like an even contest, doesn't it? Maybe he's not having a crack at Ben Crooks.
Was Ben Crooks taken out here?
Well, there's certainly a collision there, isn't there, between the two. I think they're both challenging for the ball in that situation. Again, I think the Tigers are unlucky on that one.
So a couple of the decisions that they were complaining about a little bit at half-time, according to Bill, have gone against them here in the second half as well. 15 minutes or thereabouts to go. Referee shouts held. The ball is pushed back to Burrow. They escape again, the Rhinos.
Eddie, but when you get calls going against you, you can't sulk about it. You've just got to get on with your job. Sooner or later, if you keep asking those questions, you'll be rewarded.
Hampshire drops the pass off to Hardacre, and Hardacre is enveloped by three. Big crowd inside this ground tonight, almost 11,500. It's just about a full house.
Well, this is an easy penalty. Getting numbers in, trying to slow Zach Hardacre down. They did everything right. They turned him on his back. It would have been a slow play of the ball. But Leeds decided not going for two. We'll just keep the pressure on here.
Yes, they'll try and roll it forward. Brett Ferris. Rob Burrow is waiting. And Burrow showed it to JJB. Gave it in the end to Cuthbertson. Oh, knock on. Knock on.
Where's the knock on?
By Sutcliffe.
Is there a knock on?
You watch.
Knock him off his feet.
See if I'm right or wrong, Phil.
Okay, I'm watching.
There.
Left arm.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
not often you're wrong, Eddie.
Eagle-eyed Hemmings.
I'll give you that.
Do you want these specs?
Eddie the
you lot?
Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about as good as him as well.
You look like him, actually. It could have been his stunt double.
That could be.
That's the great work from Cuthbertson, isn't it? Everyone knows the danger of Adam Cuthbertson in Super League, and all the players, all his teammates know exactly what they must do. If he goes into a tackle, make sure you push up with him.
Actually, you're right. I only need the tash. Have you seen him on the slopes? So Milner now for Castleford. Where are we in the time? 14
minutes left.
You need thicker glasses, Eddie, that's what it is. You haven't got those.
Oh, mistake.
Oh, yes, it is a mistake, and the referee says that's fair enough. So Leeds have it back, and there's another mistake. They bring it back for the first one. They bring it back for the first one. Frustration for Daryl Powell and Danny Orr.
What are we doing? I'm sure that's what he's saying. It works really well for Cass when they have Adam Milner on and Paul McShane, both hookers at the same time. Here's the challenge and the shot from Adam Cuthbertson, proving he can attack and defend.
Ryan Boyle with the loose carry.
In these conditions, Eddie, you need to make sure when you're going into that tackle and someone dips really low and they're going to hit under the ball, you've got to make sure you're squeezing the life out of it.
Brian
so
Boyle in his second spell with Castleford. This is his 100th appearance for them tonight. He wants it to be a winning 100th appearance if possible. Just give them a little bit of insurance when they travel to the south of France to face the Catalan Dragons on Monday. Mullally struggling to get to his feet for the Rhinos, plays the ball to Burrow. Burrow then looks for the runners. They arrive. Here is Ferris. What would he give for a try tonight to crown an excellent personal display and against his former club as well? Cuthbertson gives it to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe gets it wide. It's picked up off the deck by Handley. They deal with the threat, but that's 4. Still 2 remaining. Burrow pointing right, and that's where he goes to Sutcliffe. Into centre field to Jones Buchanan. Here is Hardacre. Hardacre showed it to Ablett. Tipped it over the top then to Callum Watkins. Great defence. Wonderful tackle and defence. And it was Big Will Mayer. And they've taken over the dead ball line, the touching goal line. Zach Hardacre, and I think it was Jai Hitchcock, wasn't it?
And Greg Minikin's not been on the field for long, but he's obviously very important on that far side of the field, just inside Jai Hitchcock's, getting involved there and making sure that they've just about seen off another threat.
Eddie, and all them little plays are just effort on effort. Keep doing the little things right in defence.
Greg Minikin, he's 21 next week. This is his Super League debut. He impressed at York in League One last year, did Greg Minikin. He scored 17 tries, but he impressed then with assistance to Hitchcock's as they forced Hardacre off the field of play. Now then, Hampshire.
Oh, he's wanting Joel Monaghan to come inside. You can see him holding the ball up, attracted Moon and Hanley.
McMeekan. Solid run from McMeekan. 24th consecutive appearance for the former London Bronco. McShane finds Hampshire again. Angled run here from Millington. Gets away from the first would-be tackler. Trying to get the arms free for the offload. Referee screams that the tackle is completed. So we've reached the last. And Gale will hoist it. Now then, what's Briscoe got here? He's got everything. That's what he's got. Great take by Briscoe under extreme pressure.
Well, it's like a game of chess at present.
Watkins almost breaks through.
Yeah, big strong carry from Watkins. The outside backs doing their job, getting forward here.
Jimmy Kinehorse on. He only got the nod to get the boots on when Brett Delaney left the warm-up. What a great start to the Easter programme this game is. 12-14, as you were at half-time. Not a point scored in the second half.
And isn't Zach Hardacre becoming more and more involved as this game goes on?
Danny Maguire, Brett Delaney, two of the absentees. Hardacre gone for a 40-20 attempt, but Solomona will run this ball back. Big, tall, long-striding full-back filling in for the injured Luke Dawn again tonight.
Well, he just wanted to go into attack mode then, but the Rhinos' defence, there was no gap whatsoever for him to go through.
Next score wins it, doesn't it? Next score wins it, you feel. It'll be tied up for Leeds if it's them. And it'll be hey lads hey if it's Castleford. Into the last 10 minutes, only 2 points between them.
And Lynch back on here now, Eddie, that makes a difference. OK, he's provided the pass there for Hampshire, but I think Andy Lynch brought on here now to provide an extra boost. It's a power boost here for the Tigers.
And here he is, Lynch, hands on the ball. And Kinehorst all round his ankles. Can't get over the line at the other end with Kinehorst hanging onto you. Gale will hoist the kick high. Hardacre Ooh, a little fumble. I was going to say safe as houses. It's a knock-on. It's a knock-on by Zach Hardacre.
Well, sometimes you just take it for granted, Eddie, that he is going to be safe as houses.
Did this ball go forwards or did it go backwards?
Well, he catches that, that's fine. The ball then, does it go backwards? Yep, and then that ball goes backwards. Then does he pull it forwards? Yeah. I think it's the second play, isn't it, Stuart?
It's the last bit that he pulls backwards. He could have actually played on from that the way it ended up in the Castleford ball, but Castleford are in a good position.
They are in a good position. They're 10 metres away. They have this set, and they're only 2 points adrift.
Well, Greg Minikin sat for about an hour watching this game, nervous, anxious, but when he's got on the field here, he's stopped one try in that far corner. He's helped to turn over possession, and boy, he'd love to get over one here now.
Hampshire running it, gives it to Solomona. Leeds in the shape of Ferris and Moon. They've been big in defence thus far tonight, those two. Monaghan, Hampshire, Leeds are on them, and it's Lynch who will take the second tackle, but gets them to within 8 metres of the line again. McShane, Millington, and Gale fires the pass. Oh, and that ball, was that another set of 6? Yes, it is. Another set of 6. And another mistake on the ground. Castleford ball, says the referee. Castleford ball, head and feed.
Ryan Hampshire's growing in this game. We talked about his run threat. That's an offload through the line. It's touched by Callum Watkins. That's why it's a little bit sloppy and untidy.
Well, both Ryan Hampshire and Luke Gale are both attacking Leeds. There's no static defenders, and let's bring that running game in.
Win, lose or draw tonight, Daryl Powell will be a lot more pleased than he was last Friday at Warrington when they had the cleaners put through them. Good run from Ben Crooks. Castleford want to get on with it quickly. McShane pops the ball up to Lynch again. Who's the hero for Castleford? Is the one out there? Gale with the pass to Webster! Webster's the hero! Webster gets his second try right behind the sticks, and Webster nudges Castleford into the lead. Well, he got one in the first half. The sheer pressure of set of 6 after set of 6 is told on Leeds, and Jake Webster, the man who's been ever present as all around him have fallen foul of the injury jinx. And Jake Webster, his 4th try, he limps away from the scene. But he has just given Castleford a perfect chance to win this match in the last 6 minutes.
Well, there's Zach Hardacre's knock on. You can see that the ball goes backwards. He tries to regather it, and as he regathers it, he knocks the ball forward. Then Ryan Hampshire been really dangerous. Callum Watkins touches the ball, so again it's play on, and then all of a sudden you can see that the way that Castleford are playing, and you touched on it, Eddie, Jake Webster in this second half has been offering himself time and time again. Luke Gale, he pulls defenders out of line. As soon as you made that choice, and as soon as you've got a man like Jake Webster hitting a hole, you know that you could score some tries, and that man has certainly done that. He's been brilliant in this second half.
Well, 5 times a New Zealand international, way back in the mist of time, 2005, 2007. But Jake Webster, right now, he can have the freedom of this town if he wants it. And Luke Gale with the opportunity from bang in front to give Castleford a cushion, but it's only a 4-point lead if he kicks it. And Leeds will come at them, you can rest assured of that. Gale adds the extras, 18 points to 14. The first scores of this second half, and they come 5 minutes from the end.
But what a game this is, Eddie, and one of the most valuable commodities in the modern game is a centre second row combination, and Jake Webster is one of the bravest. He runs that line every single time, whether he's in open space or he gets a clout for his hard work, but he gets the try and he gets Castleford Tigers in front in this game.
Solomona knew he had to pouch that kick-off. That was the first job, and that was the first job completed.
Well, one of the reasons why Leeds won 3 trophies last year was because they were able to win the tight matches. They could handle the pressure better than their opponents. They're behind here now with 5 minutes to go. But this wouldn't be a situation that scares them, maybe one that inspires them.
And Crooks trying to inspire the Tigers to get up the other end. Yes, we're less than 5 minutes away now from the final siren. And Gale gets them over halfway. That's 4 tackles gone. Will they go early with the kick to the corner, trying to waste a little bit of time? No, they won't. Lynch just drives it forward. Now we reach the last. So here we go. Look out for Gale. There he is. And Gale just drills the ball into touch on the far side to eke up a bit of time.
And that's a tremendous set 6 from scoring a try, going from one end of the pitch to the other. Luke Gale, the game management, he'll be with John Wells after the game.
Yes, he will at the touchscreen. Will he be talking about Jake Webster's 2 tries that has won this match for his side? Will he be talking, and he probably will be talking through clenched teeth if he is, about a Leeds Rhinos comeback? Darryl Powell, anxious, desperate to rescue this run of defeats. 3 in a row coming into this. What a boost it would be for the Tigers if they win this one.
Yeah, Eddie, and they started this game off in the correct manner. They're finishing it in the correct manner. They've got to make sure that they defend this next set of 6. That's a good tackle as well from Meakin.
Yes, great start to this set for Castleford. Leeds have to score an 80-metre try here. Got to go from one end of the field to the other.
And they
have the players capable.
Sorry, Eddie, and they know that they're going to throw the ball around. There's no 0.5 drives in the kick here from the Rhinos.
We've got 4 minutes remaining. Burrow gets it to Ferris. Ferris gives it then to Joel Moon, and he is strapped to the deck.
Good tackle, Ben Crooks.
He looks a completely different player to the one who used to defend for Hull, didn't he?
He's really worked on his defence.
That's a good
Makes
set
good decisions.
Good set of defence here by Castleford. They've reached the last now. Leeds, did they run it? A bounce off. Oh, he's given a penalty. He's given a penalty against Castleford. It bounced off a Castleford player and then was picked up in an offside position.
Oh, whoa, Eddie, could this be a turning point? Comes off. Milner does it then.
Well, it came off Milner himself.
He said he blocked him, it was obstruction, Eddie, that he gave it for. Moved across his path was the call from the ref.
Fair enough. Leeds then will come with Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Bo Falloon back out there after a spell in the blood bin. Here is Sutcliffe. It goes then into the arms of Watkins, and he is barreled on the ground by Luke Gale. Hardacre to Cuthbertson. Rod Burrow underneath the sticks. Leeds penalty, hands in the rough. Burrow takes a quick tap. It's not allowed. The referee has got to make the mark. Now he does. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Milner with the tackle, helped out by McMeekin. Falloon. This is a big test of Castle's resilience in defence. Oh! Knock on by Ablett. Knock on by Carl Ablett. Chance is gone. And he's had a magnificent match, Carl Ablett. That's his first mistake.
Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant, but it was a big test of not only the resilience, but the character within this Castleford side. Because they were getting up, they were numbering up, they're shifting off. Carl Ablett, as you say, has been dangerous, as has that man Zach Hardacre. But to make the mistake, just 2 minutes to go, it's Cass's game to lose.
Well, it is now, because we're in the last 2 minutes. The big screen in the corner says 1 minute and 56 seconds. So unless something dramatic happens, Leeds will get at least a couple of chances. There'll be another set coming at Castleford from this set of 6 that Castleford now have.
Ryan Hall, Huddersfield last year.
Yes.
You know things are dramatic when we watch the Leeds team play.
Yes, every Huddersfield fan will be groaning as we mention that again. But that's what the stuff of champions is made of, and here is Lynch. Magnificent game, wonderful start to our Easter programme. Everything we thought it would be and more. Webster goes down, tackle number 4. They're going to get another set, Leeds. Lynch will take it forward. He's had a few battles with Leeds over the years, as Andy Lynch in his days at Bradford and Hull, and here at Cass. High off the boot of Luke Gale, looking for a mistake. Oh, one comes! Milner, clattered round the ears. It's 6 to go though for Castleford. Milner just takes his time.
I think he's hurt, Eddie. I do think he's hurt.
He got a belt round the ears, didn't he?
Well, the pressure from Hitchcock's again on Tom Briscoe. Grant Millington, the inside ball to Milner.
A grab around the ears rather than the belt.
I don't think there's much in that. I think they'll play on from this.
I think the referee has indicated as such. Millington's pass, Milner. It was Ferris who made a grab at him.
He's not injured, he just knows how the clock's ticking down now. Less than a minute, Eddie.
Yeah, less than a minute. Lynch! Castleford laying siege to the Leeds line in the closing minute. 4 points to the good. McShane can't get away from them. Desperate defence from Hardacre and Ablett. McShane slowly to his feet. Eats away a few more seconds. This is Milner. Held up. They'll go back to the 10 metres.
Yeah, you'll take that. He's been pushed
chewing
over
up
the ball line, won't you?
Chewing up the seconds on the clock. Paul McShane, he loves a dart from dummy half as well. The ball comes back out to the 10-metre line.
Yeah, and 15 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go. Referee calls time off with 11 seconds remaining. Time back on now. Ablett all over the ball carrier, Paul McShane. Pushing and shoving between Milner and Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Bit of argy-bargy. Doesn't matter because the siren sounded. The siren has sounded. The touch judge is on far side. Darryl Powell with a big smile on his face.
Is it over?
Is it over or is it going to be a penalty either way?
Well, isn't this a big result?
All over, says James Child. Game's over. Castleford have won. Castleford have won a famous victory against the champions. They don't lose many here down the lane. Their last home win against Leeds, 2013. Previous home win coming in 2008, their first season back in Super League after winning promotion. They've won just 8 of 21 since 1996 in Super League against this Leeds Rhinos club. But tonight, Darryl Powell is smiling. Last week, he was scowling because they had not performed well, and he apologised to the supporters. 2 tries from Webster. What a game.
Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly how we wanted this game to go, right down to the wire. Jake Webster scoring the try right at the end, and Darryl Powell, well, he's worked wonders with his group of players. They've all got in the changing room during the week. They've all had it out with each other, and they've all been honest, saying, look, lads, we need to make sure that we work really hard for each other. And Denny Solomona, one of the star players, but great result.
Yes, a tremendous result for Castleford. They've ended this run of 3 successive defeats. They go to the Catalan Dragons on Monday in good heart. The first utility man of the match. There he is, the man on the left, Michael McMeekin. He's with Bill, our man of every match.
Yeah, Mike McMeekin, man of the match. There you go. You've earned that.
Thank you very much, mate.
Blimey, your side earned that win as well, wasn't it?
So what was that, sorry?
You earned that win.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, we knew after last week's performance, we knew we owed it to ourselves and to these fans. We owed them that performance, and I thought we'd put it there today.
You must have thought, though, when you let that lead slip, I mean, against Leeds, you'd really dug a hole for yourselves.
I mean, yeah, we knew Leeds were going to come at us with a top quality side, but we knew if we just stuck to our game plan, then we could come through it.
And yet it was touch and go right up to the last few minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We knew, like I said, Leeds are a top quality side. They're not going to give in at all, so we knew we were in for a tough battle.
How important was that, though, Mike, as you've touched on it already, after what happened last week?
Yeah, 100%. It was a massive game for us to get our top 4 ambitions back on track. And like I said, we owed it to ourselves, and more likely we owed it to these fans.
Well done tonight, Mike. You got the champagne, man of the match.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Darryl Powell must be feeling a lot happier after this one than you were after the Warrington experience. You wanted a response, and it was touch and go at times. We got it.
Oh, well, the response wasn't touch and go. I thought it was a superb effort. Obviously, we'd asked for a response. I thought last week Warrington was superb and we were just dreadful, and it was everything that we're not about. And tonight, I thought we corrected a lot of that, and we showed even when we're down to our last 19 players that there's a spirit and a commitment and a real togetherness about this group, and that's a big win for us.
Well, exactly. I mean, because you've responded in the way that you wanted, and you've beaten the Leeds Rhinos, which is always a popular move here.
Oh yeah, well, Leeds are a tough side to beat, aren't they? I mean, they've got some people back tonight, and they put us under pressure, and when they put their foot on the gas a little bit, we wavered, but we hung tough, and we spoke about just defending those last tackle plays, which they got us within the first half, and we did that a fair bit better in the second, and when we got that opportunity, we took it, and just probably the best win I've had since I've been here, under all the adversity that we've had, and the players that we've been missing. So just awesome, the boys tonight.
Well, you said in the programme that it's probably one of the toughest times you've experienced since you've been at the club. So does that make this more special?
Yeah, it does. When you go through tough times, and I wasn't sure what tonight was going to go like. When you get belted like you did the week before, you don't know where your confidence is going to be, and we didn't get everything right tonight. You never do, but the commitment and our defensive shape and effort in defence was so much better than it was last week and the week before, I think, as well. So Easter's always very tough. To get off to a win right at the start of it, it makes me sleep a little bit easier, no doubt, tonight.
Thanks, Darryl.
Cheers, thank you.
Imagine the happiest man in Castleford in West Yorkshire tonight. Dreadful last week, he said. Awesome tonight. John Wells, 5 tries in the first half, just a 1 try in the second half. Does that make it as your game breaker tonight?
The try certainly features. The game breaker is an individual this evening. There were some superb examples, some heroic, some Herculean defensive efforts. Jai Hitchcock's in particular, a couple of occasions on Tom Briscoe, the returning Tom Briscoe, and then that chase down of an intercept from Sutcliffe, which kept Cass in the game until the point when Webster struck on 73 minutes for his second try. But it's not Webster who's the game breaker. It's not the try that's the game breaker. It's a line that's been run again by an individual, Grant Millington, and you get to see the best of this on the second shot that we show you. Millington goes through on the inside, Webster the try scorer on the outside. I'm going to wait until we get to the clip that shows you from behind the posts, running right at these Leeds fans to show you what this means. I want to pick this up at an early point here, and I want to show you, keep your eye on one man and one man only, and that's Grant Millington. What they've done is they've isolated Callum Watkins. They've put one man on the inside and one man on the outside. But forget about all that. Concentrate on Millington. He has been doing this all night. He's been providing consistent, hard, honest lines that have tested and challenged defenders. Keep your eye on him, as I said. I mean, there's no option for Callum Watkins but to come in and account for them. He doesn't get the try, doesn't get the 4 points, but boy, he gets some recognition from me as my game breaker this evening. What a game.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. Absolutely brilliant entertainment. Okay, we've got a short break coming up. After the break, John will be at the touchscreen in the company of a man who started his career in the Leeds Academy and via 3 other clubs found himself here at Castleford, starring now for the Tigers. Join us then.